Hello, Frugal Force. This is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I want to dip my hat into the Captain Marvel movie ring, if you will. As subscribers to my channel know, I'm a fan of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Actually, I liked Monica Rambeau as well. But you also know that I have not been happy with the direction they've taken with Captain Marvel for years. And it's not a sexual thing or anything in that nature, though the classic black costume was amazing. But I do actually like her new costume as well. It's really a throwback to the original. But with that said, the writing in the book has been atrocious. They missed the tone of the character. It just isn't there. And now there's all this hype for the movie, and of course Brie Larson is flexing her bigotry muscles, if you will, because white men are all the problem. And there is part of the problem. Brie Larson, as well as others, pushing the narrative is also pushing away the people are going to watch this movie. I find is absolutely hideous here. Captain Marvel eyes heroic 100 million plus opening weekend from this Variety article on February 14th. Well, first of all, this is a Marvel movie with a big lead in from a huge Avengers movie. 100 million plus? That's not that good then. Really, it should be a lot higher for a movie like this at this point. They've had so much build up. And it's funny, they keep all these articles and things like this keep going 160 million, then it was 140 million, next thing it's 120 million, now it's 100 million plus. By the time we get to its release, are they going to be saying a heroic 60 million? It just keeps going down, but they keep acting like it's going up in projections. And, you can't push away a huge portion of your fan base or potential market because of your agenda. I mean, look at this. This is the face right here, right? That's going to sell the movie. Oh my gosh. And once again, I'm not criticizing her because of looks or anything. I will say that everything I've seen of the footage for her doesn't make me really excited to see this movie. I'm not a big Brie Larson fan in the first place. I just think there was a lot of better choices. And granted, in the past, Marvel's had pretty darn good selections for casting. Even when I didn't think they were, they've ended up better than I thought for the part. But Brie Larson, there were just so many better choices for the cast of this very charismatic Carol Danvers, which we haven't seen in ages in the books. It says the domestic box office is in desperate need of a hero. So far this year has seen a steady decline in ticket sales compared to 2018. That's where Brie Larson's Captain Marvel can step in. Yeah, I don't see that helping. Okay, and and let's be honest, there was pros and cons of some of these movies, and some jumps up, like the Avengers Infinity War did great, Black Panther did great. You can try to make a case all you want, but I tend to wonder how this is going to perform. I think are we going to have Solo 2.0? I tend to think that's what we're going to have here. Disney and Marvel first female lead superhero adventure is tracking for an opening weekend of 100 million. Well, technically yes and no. There was Elektra for a female lead, right? But that wasn't exactly a Marvel and Disney movie, just a Marvel character. So I'll let that one slide a little bit. It also makes you wonder, and once again, I'm a Carol Danvers fan, especially of Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the comic books. Not much past that has been that good, but I have read them. And I will say, I think she can be a strong character if written well, but unfortunately the source material that they're drawing from for this movie is not. They're not taking some of the best material. I will say they're not taking the weakest material, but they're not taking anything strong. They've really diluted the character. They've rehashed, rewritten her beginnings now in the comic books as well. And I think that was partially due to she had a little bit of a complex beginning, but the complex beginning is what made her an interesting character in the start, and they've wiped all that away. And I think we're going to see that version in this movie too, the wiped down, sanitized version, if you will. So it says it's tracking for 100 million according to early estimates, with 3 weeks to go until Captain Marvel. So in other words, it has 3 more weeks to continue to decline in that. Hits theaters on March 8th. Some box office watchers suggest enthusiastic word of mouth could propel that figure north to 120 million. enthusiastic word of mouth. Oof. If you do a little bit of media research on this movie, go look at your social networks and things like that. I will say it's a very mixed reaction and word of mouth. This movie, not sure there is some enthusiasm, but there's a lot of negative as well. And so that tends to make me doubt it. I think we're going to see it more towards like the last Ant-Man movie, probably an opening, but I could be wrong. It says that would put Captain Marvel on pace with Wonder Woman, DC's first comic book blockbuster to feature a female superhero. Now, I want to bring up a point here. They're comparing it to a movie franchise of DC. DC's movie franchise has not been overwhelmingly positive. So Wonder Woman didn't have as big of a lead-in either as Marvel's giving Captain Marvel, really, if you think about it. But then again, Wonder Woman is a much more well-known character than Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. So you really think that Captain Marvel, a character that if you go around the world, not nearly as many people will know compared to Wonder Woman, is going to have that big of a draw? I really, really question that and that ideology there that they think it's going to happen. And that movie was directed by Patty Jenkins and starring Gal Gadot, and it debuted, it says, was a mighty 103 million domestically, and ended its box office run with 412 million of North America and 821 million worldwide. With that said, I seriously doubt Captain Marvel's going to do that well. Who knows? Maybe I'll eat crow on this one. Matter of fact, let me know in the comments. Do you think Captain Marvel is going to do better than Wonder Woman or worse? And please tell me why, rather than just, you're an idiot, it's going to blah, 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 blah. So tell me why. I would like to know what your thoughts are on that, because I find it hard to believe as a character known as well as Wonder Woman is going to get beaten by Captain Marvel. And this is coming from somebody that likes Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, okay? A lot. Once again, previous volumes more than the last in the comic books. Now, it also says Aidan Bowden and Ryan Fleck directed Captain Marvel, the 21st installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's a big thing. They've had 21 movies of continuity to build up to this. So Captain Marvel has a real build up here. So we'll see how that goes. And see here now on another advertisement right on this page, Captain Marvel eyes heroic 100 million opening, 100 plus, which is the same article. But once again, look at the face. Yeah, that even a lot of people in general, there's been a very mixed review on the showings of the advertisements for this, the trailers, if you will. Just people aren't gravitating towards it. One thing I will say, maybe more people might see it because they want to see what's going to happen to Nick Fury. Marvel's latest movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, earned $75 million in its debut at the domestic box office last summer and went on to generate $622 million globally. I think, in my opinion, that's probably more the area that Captain Marvel's going to be. But I could be wrong. It came on the heels of Avengers Infinity War, which became a box office sensation. Now, why do I say that? Because Ant-Man and the Wasp are also not two characters that are well recognized and known around the world. Which I like the characters a lot, but they're just not. They're not as well known. They don't have as strong a following, just like Carol Danvers. I mean, Carol Danvers has not even been able to sell the comic books. The comic books have been rebooted many, many times now. What are they, on the 6th time? And they've completely retconned her history now. They just can't get that book to sell. And I'm not saying it's because it's a bad character, because in my opinion, it's a good character. I like Carol Danvers. I think she's a good character that's been written poorly and mishandled after Volume 2. Okay? Once again, not because of looks or anything. I actually like the new costume. It's just because poor writing, poor stories, too much focus on the wrong things. Yes, she is a feminist. If anybody doesn't know it, read Volume 1. She is, but it came during that time. And you can see some of that in her character, and that's fine. But that was only one part of her character. They had alcoholism. That's probably not going to be shown at all in the movie, but maybe I'm wrong. And she had issues of doubt of her abilities, of being able to be successful, things that make characters flawed, that make us relate to the character and enjoy that character. Where now all we're seeing so far from Carol Danvers has been girl power, I can do anything. And that's that terrible Marvel cliche of the women are perfect, and it doesn't make a relatable character that's interesting. We can like female characters, absolutely. Absolutely, but there has to be something about that character, like Wonder Woman going into a new area that's foreign to her, makes her an outsider, makes that a conflict, if you will. So I don't know, maybe we'll get some of that conflict with Captain Marvel, but I tend to doubt it. I think personally it's going to be more of a lower draw than what they expect. It said Larson's superhero was first teased in post-credits footage in Infinity War, which saw Jackson's Nick Fury calling out for Captain Marvel. So there's another question. When the world was getting attacked by aliens in the first Avengers movie or Ultron, where was Captain Marvel? If she was so powerful and so mighty and so wonderful, why did he never call in Captain Marvel? Unless if that's not addressed in this movie, which won't be because this was in '95. If there is a sequel, they need, or at some point for this movie, they need to address that. Where was she? Because if not, this just sort of destroys their whole movie. If she was that great and that powerful, why wasn't she called in the first place? So here's what I'm saying. I'm saying a big, Solo 2.0 here, and even in the comment section of this article, it left a lot to be desired. There was some positive and some negative, which is just my point, is that I don't think it's as enthusiastic as people want to claim it will be. So maybe it'll do better in DVD and that, wherever it's streamed later on. So it is what it is. That's my view on it. I would love to know yours. I look forward to hearing it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. Also, if you want to help out the channel, please check out our Patreon, where you can help the channel for as little as $1 a month, where you can get special Frugal Force only videos. Sometimes occasional Frugal Force prize might come your way as just a gift saying thank you, as well as other things like voting on videos. All right, well, thank you, and until next time, keep it frugal.